So as you can see on the screen, we have this presentation on action research. From past 2 to 3 days, we have been talking about this research. This was the part of one of the projects given by our KVS as well. So today in this slide, we are going to discuss detail of action research, both theory and practical. At the end of the session, we will also conduct real and live action research based on our teachers from this campus. So I want all of you to be very attentive. So without any delay, let us start. Before we go to this slide, first of all, let us understand what are the objectives. Just highlight the bold words only. Here, first of all, we will understand something. Understand what? Understand what action research is. Second, to explore. We all are here to explore something. What is that? The process and the benefit of action research for a teacher. Then, third is to learn something. What is to learn? Learn to initiate an action research project. I want that being a teacher, this is very wonderful job that we can do. This is something that we can contribute in society, in our student through this action research. Now let us start with the ice-breaking session. Simple question for everybody. Being a teacher, I think we all are researchers. I hope you agree with me. We all are researchers. We research the problems in our classrooms while dealing with the students, and then we find solution to them. So in a way, we all are researchers. Please read this line. Have you ever tried to solve a classroom problem in your own way? Obviously, yes. Every day we find lots of problem through our students, through our management, through our institution, but we find solutions. We are expert in them. That is why this is very important. I want one or two volunteers to please share one of the problems recently you solved. Ma'am, please, would you like to share? कोई भी प्रॉब्लम जो बच्चे ने आपके साथ शेयर की हो, आपने उसको सॉल्व कर दिया हो. यस मैम, यस मैम. करेक्ट. Wonderful. This is perfect example of action research. Can we clap for ma'am? Anyone else? Anurag sir, please. Any recent resolutions that you have done? Any research? Formal, informal, in classroom? Any problem student came with you, came in front of you? AC and BC. Correct, correct, correct. Wonderful. Great. So you help students to learn how to identify BC and AD. Correct. Wonderful. So this way, very small issues every day in the class, student come to us, we analyze the problem and then we provide solution. This is example of action research. Okay. Go to the technicalities. What is action research? So this is the definition. Action research is a systematic, reflective process for improving educational practices and solve real classroom problems. I want all of you to be very attentive and please listen, focus to these four terms. First is systematic. Action research is systematic. Reflective. It requires analysis on data that you collect from students. Third is improving. This is for improvement. What kind of improvement? Educational practice. It means our teaching. We all are teachers, so it helps us to improve our educational practices. And last thing, solve. It solves something. What? Real classroom problems. So I guess that definition is very much clear to all of you. So it is very important being a teacher that we must conduct these kind of systematic, reflective, aiming to improve something, and real classroom problems. This is not theory only, real classroom problems. Now, let us discuss the flow chart, how we should conduct this action research. First, we start with plan. We make a plan, followed by we act on the plan. It is the time to execute the plan. Then we observe. Observe what? Observe the participants, means students here in this case, or the data that we collect from the students. So we observe the data, and based on that we analyze. What we analyze? Either the participants or the data. We analyze it, and then we come to replan. What is replan? Suppose there is some problem related to class. There are 40 students, and then you came up this is the problem, so you researched on that, and based on that you come to one conclusion. But that conclusion may be possible not applicable for everybody. Maybe it happens कि 10 बच्चे जो हैं उस solution से नहीं कर पा रहे. So we need to replan. उन 10 बच्चों के लिए भी we need to replan, and this is the correct way of action research. Coming to the steps, how should we conduct this research? So there is a systematic way. You can't bypass any one of these. We should be, in linear in that way. First of all, we identify the problem. Student come to us, this is a problem for a teacher. So identification is done. Second, we review the existing practices. It is most important. When a student come to you, suppose you don't have a problem, you don't have a solution for that. So the first obvious thing is find out the already available solutions of that problem. Suppose there is some research related to that problem already happened. So what we need to do is we take that solution, provide. But now reviewing is important, because you come up with a problem but you don't have solution, and in the market also there is no solution. So you need to analyze first of all, okay, is there any solution available? No. Then we can go forward for this research. Then we plan. Once you decided that there is no solution available in the market and it is the need of the hour, so we need to plan for our research. After planning, you obviously reinforce, you implement that particular theory, and then you collect evidence. So no outcome is authentic unless our findings, the data is very much authentic. So data has to be collected in genuine, in reality, and then based on that real data we need to go for the solution. So it's not like kagachi hai. It's not kagachi. It is in ground, rooted in the ground. So we collect the evidence, we collect the data from students, and then we reflect on that data. Reflection here means analysis. You analyze the data very carefully. There is a standard procedure for this particular process, and then based on this analysis we go to findings. We come to the solution, and this solution is applicable again, as I said, not for everybody but for at least some student. So this is basic steps of action research. Now let us understand with day-to-day life. I do not want it to be only theory based. So this is one example for class, any subject, but it is for English only. So basically in English we have this subject verb agreement. This is a topic in grammar. Whenever a student needs to write sentence, simple sentence, any type of sentence, there is a simple rule that to be followed. What is that rule? Subject of a sentence must, work according to the verb. So there is a agreement between subject and the verb. What is that agreement, if anyone want to share? What is the rule behind subject and the verb and their arrangement, agreement? An English teacher? Yes, sir, please. Okay, correct, correct. Anyone else? More profound? Yes, please. Correct. Very good, very good. Excellent. So, if our subject is singular, we need to use verb that should be singular. If our subject is plural, so verb should also be plural. This is the perfect combination of subject and verb in any sentence. चाहे साइंस में लिखना हो सेंटेंस तो भी यही रूल फॉलो होगा, किसी भी सब्जेक्ट की बात करें तो ये एक मेजर प्रॉब्लम हमने ऑब्जर्व किया कि बच्चे सब्जेक्ट के साथ प्रॉपर वर्ब नहीं लगा पाते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, शी गो टू स्कूल, दिस इज इनकरेक्ट. लेकिन बच्चे ऐसे मिस्टेक करते हैं, उन्हें ये नहीं पता है दैट इट शुड बी गोज. फिर अगर आप आई लगाते हैं तो भी वो गोज कर देते हैं, आई गोज टू स्कूल. दिस इज ए कॉमन मिस्टेक इन आवर स्टूडेंट्स, बी इट क्लास 12 स्टूडेंट, बी इट क्लास 5th स्टूडेंट. इट इज कॉमन. आई ऑब्जर्व इन माई क्लास, आई गेस एवरीबडी ऑब्जर्व दैट. दिस इज वेरी सिंपल टॉपिक. सो दिस एग्जाम्पल डिस्कस अबाउट दैट प्रॉब्लम. वी आइडेंटिफाइड द प्रॉब्लम. ओके, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम मैम? प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई हुई हमारी, क्या है आप बताएं? सब्जेक्ट के अकॉर्डिंग वर्ब नहीं बता पा रहे. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम दैट वी आइडेंटिफाइड. देन वी इंट्रोड्यूस दिस मैथड. दिस इज कॉल्ड peer grammar detective activity. So what we do is here we sample out some students in our classes and then we give them one assignment. This is one example. मैं एक example दे रहा हूं, है ना? Let's take it one example only. मैंने एक पैसेज दिया, उसमें सारे सब्जेक्ट वर्ब के गलत गलत कॉम्बिनेशन दे दिए मैंने, और सब बच्चों को 40 बच्चों का सैंपल हमने लिया, उनको हमने ये सर्कुलेट किया. एंड देन दे नीड टू डू 3 थिंग्स. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दे नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई द सब्जेक्ट्स, कि सब सब्जेक्ट का सेंटेंस का सब्जेक्ट क्या है. फॉलोड बाय दे नीड टू फाइंड द वर्ब्स, कि कौन सी वर्ब वहां पर है. एंड देन दे नीड टू मैच द नंबर, सब्जेक्ट के अकॉर्डिंग वर्ब को मैच करना है. दिस एक्सरसाइज, दिस इज कॉल्ड डिडक्टिव इंडक्टिव मेथड. आई गेस आपको पता होगा. ये जब हम अप्लाई करते हैं बच्चों पे, सो दिस इज नॉट ए 1 day जॉब, प्लीज माइंड इट. दिस इज नॉट ए 1 day जॉब. दिस इज द ऑथेंटिक स्टडी. स्टडी सेज दैट इफ यू डू दिस एक्सरसाइज फॉर 1 month, it means 4 weeks. This is the authentic data that student from day 1 they got 35% accuracy. You can reach up to 75% of accuracy in this topic in just 1 month. And this is proven fact by psychologist, by researcher. So we can also do such thing like that. So we need to observe during the students who are engaged in this process. We need to observe what accuracy level, ki how accurately they are attempting the questions. We reflect means we analyze the situation, their accuracy, the performance. This need to be monitored, supervised every day, though we can't do it in our practical life. This is the ideal sample. Okay, and then we plan for another students, plan for next topics also. This way we can go to tense also, this way we can go to voice also, narration also, and other grammatical topics. This is about English. Let's take example from EVS also, because we have students, teachers from participant from lower classes as well. So this is example from EVS. we find this problem that students, they know the theoretical part in EVS, but they are not able to connect it in daily lives. So this is one research that was done. 3 beans, dust beans, were actually created by the teacher, put in the classroom. One was for papers, second was for plastic, and third was for food. And students actually were instructed to put the correct material every day in their beans accordingly. And this exercise was repeated. One group was made to observe something. What they need to observe? Like, what did we throw most this week? Student will observe these things. कि हमने इस वीक में पेपर ज़्यादा डाला, अगले वीक में ऑब्जर्वेशन में आया डेटा निकल कर कि हमने प्लास्टिक बहुत डाला उसमें, तीसरे वाले में निकल कर आया कि हमने गलत चीज़ें डाल दी, प्लास्टिक वाले में पेपर मिला, पेपर वाले में प्लास्टिक मिला. दिस वे एक डेटा हमें मिल गया और अब हम उसको रियलाइज कर सकते हैं. वी कैन implement in our classrooms. I guess this is clear to everybody. This is practical example, very small day-to-day life from our classroom only. So we can go for this research, action research in our classroom every day. Not every day, if so, at least once in a month that can be conducted. Is it relevant? Is it relevant for teachers? Yes. So we can do at least once in a month. This way we can have 12 different solutions, 12 different problems in 1 year. In 1 year. 12, this is a great contribution, I guess, for a teacher. Solutions for 12 different problems. So these are the tools, how we can collect data, because this is again very important part. Collecting the data, then handling the data, and then analyze the data, and then present the data. All these 4 are very important. This is the ground. So how we can collect data? Observations. We can observe students, and through observation I can collect data that Arun sir is not interested. I can observe here that some of the teachers are very much attentive. So these things are observation. So we can do in a class. Then we have feedback forms. You can, after the class, you can give some feedback forms. Student anonymously, unknown, no identity, they will write their feedback, positive, negative, submit to you, and then you can have this data. This is completely authentic because student has no fear of revealing the names because it is unknown, right? We can also give them test, quiz. We can also say, utilize classroom recordings. Recordings just like I am doing now. Similarly, the photographs can be also recorded, and then peer observation. This is also one of, undermine, data collection method. We can also ask one student to say something about the another, to find some detail. Because there are no, कुछ ऐसा होता है ना कि बच्चे हमसे सब चीज़ शेयर नहीं कर पाते, but with friends they can share easily. So we can collect data from peer as well. This is one of the method of classroom data collections. Common areas for action research in our school. हमारी स्कूल में कहाँ कहाँ एक्शन रिसर्च पॉसिबल है, कहाँ कहाँ पे हम उसको यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं. आप भी इसे कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इंप्रूविंग स्टूडेंट पार्टिसिपेशन. आपने देखा क्लास में बच्चे पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे हैं. अभी जब किसी से कहा तो कुछ टीचर्स ने रिप्लाई दिया, कुछ ने नहीं दिया. पार्टिसिपेशन कम है. सो दिस पार्टिसिपेशन कैन बी वर्कड अपॉन. इस पे काम किया जा सकता है ताकि 100% बच्चे हमारे क्या कर पाएं, पार्टिसिपेट कर पाएं क्लास. नेक्स्ट इज रिड्यूसिंग एग्जाम स्ट्रेस. Exam stress is also one of the reasons our students are facing these days. So you can work upon this point as well. Next is enhancing reading and writing skills. I must say our students' reading and writing skills very pathetic. I guess you agree with me. They do not want to write. They do not want to read. So this is one of the area where we can work upon in as a research project. Okay. So if you can find solution how to improve reading of the classroom, this is wonderful achievement, isn't it, sir? If you are able to make students write from within, this is a great contribution you can do in your classroom as a teacher. So this is one of the areas where we can work upon using ICT tools effectively. I find that some of the teachers are very good in ICT, but others are not as much proficient in using ICTs. So being a teacher, we can work upon this area, or using ICT, we can improve students' performance. That can also be done. Classroom management, this is also another issue. In a classroom, if teacher is there, lots of chaos is going on, great failure as a teacher. So we can work upon this issue as well, कि why students are not attentive in the classroom, why the class is not properly managed. This is one of the area where you can research and find out the solution. कि this is the solution, कि after implementing this solution, बच्चे सब managed रहेंगे. This is another area. And last, inclusivity, very much important. Our NEP also focuses about inclusion of differently able students in our classrooms. So we can also work upon this very area. These are suggested by me, but they are not only limited these. आप और भी बहुत सारे सर्च कर सकते हैं ऐसे एरियाज को, एंड यू कैन वर्क अपॉन रिसर्च किसी भी एक टॉपिक पे. लास्ट थिंग, once you have done all the research, it is time to present it. Where to present? In our classrooms, to publish anywhere, in magazines, in journals, in KVS also we have lots of research based projects. Recently NCERT has also invited applications for action research, so you can also go for that also. So if you have done something serious, authentic, useful, so it is time to record that. How to record? This is the way. So you must be very precise while giving the title to the research. Then every research has a problem, so problem statement should be included. मैं बोर तो नहीं कर रहा आपको? Problem statement must be there because this is the problem statement, और उसी के बेस पर फिर आप solution निकालते हैं. Third is intervention, means how you did it. Problem थी, आपने कैसे किया? This is called intervention, यानी कि action जो वहां पीछे action देखा था, this was the action only. Then you collect some data. This is the perfect order of that document. I will share some of the samples of the research documents in the group.
Intervention में वो लिखना है जो आप करने जा रहे हैं.
हाँ, the way you planning. Right. This is the planning part. This is called basically methodology. वो मैं वहाँ नहीं जा रहा, मैं वो कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा एडवांस रिसर्च में है, मैं बेसिक टर्म्स यूज़ कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. Intervention basically means methodology. What are the methods you use? Quantitative, qualitative, statistical, कैसा आपने डेटा लिया, और उसके बाद फिर आगे जाते हैं तो डेटा ऑब्जर्वेशन, रिफ्लेक्शंस मींस कलेक्शन, एनालिसिस, and then come to conclusion. And this is the part that is optional, you can skip also. Future plan means while researching all this, this is my solution, but I think there's another method also. According to me, this is the method. This is called future plan. This plan will help other researchers to carry forward that same research. Got it?